Captain's Log, Stardate 9585.9.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Crazy Horse Gaming and another Throwback Tuesday. The feature on Crazy Horse Gaming in which we take a look back on some of the games from previous generations of consoles and PCs. Some of these games are absolute classics and some of these games are absolute tosh. I'll show you the ones that are absolute tosh anyway because, I don't know, we like to punish ourselves or something like that.
Captain's Log, Stardate 9585.9.
Today we're looking at a game that swings close to the side of absolute tosh rather than an absolute classic. And that game, if you haven't already guessed by now, is Star Trek Shattered Universe. Star Trek Shattered Universe was released on the PlayStation 2 and the original Xbox in 2004. This is a space combat simulator in a similar style to Colony Wars, only not as popular, or as good. You play as an unnamed mystery pilot of a single-man fighter craft from the USS Excelsior, which through the fact of flying into a freak iron storm has found itself transported into the mirror universe, where everyone you know and love from the Star Trek universe is a weird, evil mirror version of themselves. So with this in mind, Captain Sulu has to try and navigate the Excelsior through the mirror universe safely, while trying to figure out a way to get back to his own universe. However, as always, it is never as easy as it seems, mainly because that would make it really lousy video game, rather than just a lousy video.
Prepare to transport your people. We're almost there.
As the evil version of Chekhov, who is in command of the Enterprise, now decides he no longer likes Sulu and is hunting him down at every chance he can get using the Enterprise. So, with that in mind, this is where you come in. With all the shuttlecrafts being changed into fighter crafts during the crossover into the mirror universe somehow, I don't know, it's Star Trek-y. You are tasked with the defense of the Excelsior, as it comes under repeated attack from many different enemies, including Klingons, Romulans, and even the giant Doomsday Machine Planet Killer which we saw in the original Star Trek series. So, when you think about it, this isn't exactly a bad concept for a video game story. I mean, it's got all the aspects there, you've got all the classic villains, all the classic cast, or most of the classic cast. You've got Sulu and Chekhov, really. Some of the classic ships, and even some really memorable things from the original episodes if you're a big Star Trek fan. However, the game itself doesn't exactly live up to the potential of the story. The graphics, while not terrible, aren't exactly great for the time that this game was released. However, one of the real letdowns is the actual gameplay itself. The first thing I dislike about the game is the way your fighter craft handles. It feels jerky and very unpolished, and not well planned out at all. Moving on, the combat in this game has to be one of the dullest, least impressive combat systems I have ever seen. All you literally have to do with the smaller units that you come up against is just fly straight towards them, repeatedly firing your phasers or disruptors, and occasionally firing the odd torpedo if you're feeling fancy and show-offy. And boom! Enemy's gone. Honestly, the computer AI in this game is so dumb you could get more of a challenge playing your pet cat at a game of chess. It really is terrible. Now, the main big battles where they put you up against huge capital starships 5 times your size, you would expect to be a huge dramatic battle. But you would be so wrong. With most of these battles, all you have to do is find the ship's blind spot and just sit there, blowing the ship into tiny pieces, because apparently, when starships drop out of warp, they are no longer capable of moving. Really, they just sit there. Don't move at all, not even to save their own lives. And you would also think that with all these huge capital ships being filled to the brim with those agile fighter crafts with their sole purpose and design is to protect the capital ship, they would come in to stop you. But nope, you'd be expecting too much again. Every now and then you get the odd shot from the passing enemy, but they obviously get distracted by moon dust or something shiny because then they just go off and leave you to it. So literally, you can just sit there firing away till your heart's content with nobody attacking you, the main ship not doing anything to stop you because you're in this blind spot and, you know, apparently moving's too much of a complicated thing for a starship, and boom, there it goes. The game just feels really dull and empty for a game that could have been so vibrant and intense, and with stupid AI, it's not a very pleasant game in the slightest. The game devs tried to liven things up by throwing in bonus objectives, finishing under a certain time, make sure you don't take so much damage, kill so many enemies, but this doesn't really liven it up either, and all you get afterwards is a bonus ship. So the next thing, you'd have a more powerful bonus ship. Now if you get them, it makes the game a bit more easy, but seeing as the game isn't a huge challenge to begin with, you know, it's not great. So that was Star Trek Shattered Universe on the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox. Not one of the best games of the generation by a long shot. Even as a Star Trek fan, I couldn't get into this game, not then or now. I've been Mike Penman, and that has been Throwback Tuesday. For more news, reviews, videos and other gaming info, please check out the rest of the site at crazyhousegaming.co.uk. You can also find us on Twitter and Facebook, so feel free to follow us and like us there. Links to all three are in the description below this video, as well as links to a few other great gaming websites you might like, so why not go check them out. Once again, thanks for watching, and goodbye.
Follow your radar to navigation point 2. We are detecting fighters in your area.
Captain's log, ISS Enterprise, Commander Pavel Chekhov recording. It is my duty to report that ISS Excelsior has been destroyed, with the loss of all hands aboard. Captain Sulu has met his fate. ISS Enterprise proceeding to next assignment.